All right then. Hey there, you guys. Welcome back to DC-Cember, as we're about to hold this session on some of the honorable mentions, or at least some of the movies that didn't quite make the list.
Wah, wah.
And with me is our frequent guest, Velvet Joker. Thanks for coming on board, Velvet.
Yeah, of course. Always down to talk about some nerd stuff. Thanks for having me.
Yeah, because I gotta say, I was surprised. I think with both lists. For one, like how I'm glad that the new Serum movie made the cut.
Yeah, absolutely. It was a great movie.
Yeah, and the fact that with Shazam being number one on top of the Snyderverse movies.
Yeah, yeah, that was a bit of a shocker, but it was a good family movie. So,
Yeah. I just figured today we get a chance to talk more about some of the other movies that didn't make it, because it was close between, I think it was between The Flash, it was close between that and the original or Whedon cut of Justice League.
right, right. Which one did you like better?
That's a tough one because I'll admit, when I first saw that movie in theaters,
Mm-hmm.
it did make me nostalgic for the Justice League TV series.
Mm-hmm.
Because even though Ezra Miller's performance, it may have been downplayed to where he's kind of silly and stuff, it did to me like that's my first experience with the Flash.
Mm-hmm.
In because in that series, the Flash was also kind of like the goofy saying dumb things, but when the situation calls for it, he will back up and get serious.
Right.
Of course, that's Wally West, and I think Wally West is usually the more humorous Flash compared to Barry.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Definitely in the comics.
Yeah, so I did like it, I guess, but there's some things I guess to me I like both them equally for different reasons. Like for Whedon cut, it's definitely good to see it with a lot of the stuff cut out.
Mm-hmm.
Though the one thing that does bug me is that there wasn't enough time developed with Cyborg, not to mention his personality seemed to have shifted near the end.
Mm-hmm. And you like that, or you didn't like that?
I didn't like that because I guess I feel like the trailers they were showing some things about Cyborg with his origin, but yet it never showed up in the what we got in theaters.
Right, right, right.
But that's my defense in terms of why with how Warner Bros. Were trying to speed run through creating a shared universe. I feel like I myself was okay with that because these are characters that have built up a reputation throughout either TV shows or animated projects. Because, like for Cyborg, people are always going to remember Carrie Payton's voice from the Teen Titans show.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, so they're going to remember that. And even with Aquaman, I like the fact that with even though Jason Momoa is not a the standard choice or like what Aquaman typically looks like normally, it does remind me of his look from the 90s comics and also the Justice League anime series because they were going for, I think, as a quote, Conan underwater.
Yeah, I mean, I think the only difference that Jason Momoa had in that era of comics is the blonde hair, because
Yeah.
he did have a very aggressive attitude, and yeah, it felt like Momoa captured that from what the comics brought. So yeah, I enjoyed it.
Yeah. And even though with Superman's resurrection, even though they just went fast forward through that, making the end of Dawn of Justice really pointless given how it happened. But I mean, it happened in the comics too. But I felt like personality wise, this is the kind of Superman that I feel like we kind of needed back in the movie somewhat, just because he had a little funny one liner when he was back in the red and blue against Steppenwolf,
Mm-hmm.
and even how in the at the post credit sequence he and Flash were having their famous race.
Yeah, 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 yeah. We'll never know who won.
Yeah, yeah, that's but I guess I don't know. I guess I do like how Flash was more competent in the Snyder cut. Same with Cyborg. Like we get to see more of his powers, what his life was like before the incident.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it was way more fleshed out. I mean, it was a way long movie, but it was way fleshed out.
Yeah. Plus, Steppenwolf was a better villain in the Snyder Cut because in the original, he just kept going on and on about mother. Like when it came to about the mother boxes, like calling them like you're not fit to be in mother's presence or something.
Yeah, I guess he had a hang up on that part.
Yeah. And even in the end, they just had a typical like where it's like I'll be back next time as the parademons carry me away in the boom tube portal.
I thought they portrayed that technology pretty well in both versions.
Yeah, I did like the use of the with the teleportation, though it is kind of interesting in either version where the mother boxes have more of a function to basically terraform the planet than just basically their method of transport.
Right.
I mean, because I'm not too familiar with the comics. Because I mean, the comics there was never like a trio of mother boxes that when they're merged together, the planet is basically now looking like a copy of Apocalypse or something.
No, I not that I recall. I mean, there were times that he wanted to transform worlds into apocalypse type places, but I don't recall it having to do with three mother box being joined together.
Yeah, it was just an intriguing idea, and the fact that we never even get to see Darkseid in the theater version as well. But I don't know. I guess it's a give and take. Although I do like in the Whedon version that the parasite demons, they're drawn by fear.
Was that not distinguished in the other version?
No, they never mentioned that whole thing. Because I remember there was a sequence where Batman was interrogating a criminal, then a parademon came out of nowhere and fought it. That was never in the Snyder cut.
Oh, that was only in the longer version. Okay, interesting.
Yeah, yeah. Because I remember but no, I think because I remember thinking the Whedon cut it was that, and then using certain like sound frequencies to mess with them, but I can't remember if that was still in the Snyderverse because I think in the Snyderverse the only thing that was that Snyder intended was just Batman having his own version of Diana's bracelet thing with the gauntlet in terms of absorbing any energy attacks.
Oh, right. Got
Because
it.
I did like that scene where Diana was saying like you basically made a tech version of my thing.
Oh, I didn't remember that.
Yeah. Then she said, "Oh, maybe you should make a lasso of truth too."
Yeah, Gal Gadot. Yeah, she was a decent Wonder Woman. You liked her, right?
Oh yeah, yeah. Because she was one of the best parts for really a lot of the DCU. Because honestly, to me, she's the face of that whole franchise that Snyder built, which is ironic given that she wasn't the start of it.
Now, which version was, or was it in both versions where Jason Momoa sits on the lasso of truth and he gets like real talky?
Oh, that was Whedon's version.
That was Whedon's version. Okay, only in that version.
Yeah,
Okay, that was a great scene.
yeah. Because I will give points to Whedon. He definitely brings in some good necessary humor to it, so it's not all grim, which is makes sense because you on paper you would think that getting getting the guy who made the first Avengers movie, which was $1 billion success,
Hmm.
it should work the same for DC, which though unfortunately it really quite didn't. Not the exact same amount. I mean, it did make some decent money, I think, but not enough for them to keep going because it did feel weird that after that they just Warner Bros. Just wanted nothing much to do with Ben Affleck or Henry Cavill.
Now, who was there like sort of a public DC head at that point?
That's a good question because I'm not sure about with the DC head, but I do know that for at least for Warner Brothers, there was someone with the last name Hamada. Like when I think he took over with how to handle with this with the. I think it was not solely responsible, but partially for with handling with instead of doing the whole shared universe, they decide to basically just everyone just has their own little side story, which is where we got to having Shazam, Aquaman's own film, Wonder Woman 4, the Birds of Prey movie, and
Hmm.
so forth.
Yeah, so it kind of feels like creators were just basically pitching Warner Brothers with their characters. It wasn't necessarily had to be a cohesive universe.
Yeah, not exactly. At least maybe some cameos because at least with Birds of Prey, that was definitely somewhat connected with some references to Suicide Squad, like with Harley noticing a picture of Captain Boomerang, talking about the Joker.
Hmm. True, true indeed. All right, so there were some tie-ins. So all right, so maybe not as loosely put together as I think.
Yeah, which I mean, I guess it makes sense because we gotta give out the characters their own shot. Just it would have been nice if we gotten some sequel with Henry Cavill's Superman.
Yeah, I feel like he never really got enough of a shot, but unfortunately, his time has come, and we'll just have to look fondly upon that time.
Yep. I'm still hoping that maybe in the with the whole Elseworlds thing that they're doing, that there may be a shot with Cavill, either to be like an actual older Kingdom Come Superman,
Hmm.
or maybe live action Red Sun.
It'd be interesting. You think he'd be open to working with DC again? That he's not, because he did wait quite a few years hoping to get another shot at the role. Do you think he's a little sour on DC right now, or that he might give the new regime a shot, or do you think that he's more likely to jump over to Marvel to do a character there?
I would say probably he might be willing to work more with Marvel, given that he had the chance to be the Calvarine.
The Calvarine, that's right. I forgot about that. That was very funny.
Yeah, because I mean, but we'll see what happens after Doomsday. Well, either Doomsday or Secret Wars is out, because
Mhm.
because if something happens and if they're gonna cast a new Wolverine after Hugh Jackman, then I say Cavill is probably gonna be a good like first contender.
Okay. I don't know. Yeah, maybe. I was going to say that at first. My first thought when you just said that was that they're probably going to go for a younger cast, so they have longer longevity with the movies and spin-offs. But Wolverine doesn't have to be young.
Yeah, because because normally he's like what, over 200 years old.
Yeah, he's from like the 1800s, so yeah, he's like 200 some odd years old.
Yeah, so you could pick someone that's like either like like mid to early 30s, and I mean, granted, Cavill he is
In
up
his
in
full 40s now, I think.
yeah, still it could work.
Yeah, yeah, absolutely. I
Yeah,
I could see him.
yeah. So we'll see what happens. I mean, granted, if this is a granted, I say if it's a one shot deal to do like either a more Kingdom Come based story or a cameo or even Red Sun thing, maybe we'll see.
Yeah, yeah. Well, I mean, Ryan Reynolds' as Deadpool was like, "Come on, come over to Marvel. We'll treat you good."
Yeah, that's another one that I mean, I have a feeling Green Lantern was not going to make the cut, but it's interesting because that's another one where on paper it should work because I mean, I've because I feel like for Ryan Reynolds, he's one of the few actors that really looks the character.
Hmm.
Well,
It's unfortunate. Oh, I apologize. I didn't mean to cut you off. Go ahead. Finish your thought.
yeah. Well, I meant more as Hal Jordan. The costume, not so much.
True. There were parts of that movie I did enjoy, um, and I really wish Mark Strong as Sinestro. I know because they thought they were going to get like a second movie, and then he would be the bad guy in the second movie, but he should have been the bad guy in the first movie.
Yeah, it's always interesting where some of these recent movies where they pick like someone that's not the arch nemesis, so to speak, to be the bad guy.
Yeah, and to do a concept of the villain being Parallax. Parallax unless they were going for a really big budget, you can't just make it a big yellow electrical looking cloud. I mean, that is just it doesn't work, and it didn't work.
Yeah, just which I mean, granted though, if for anyone that knows the comics, that is a interesting turn, given that in the comics, Hal does merge with Parallax and becomes like evil for a bit.
Hmm. And I didn't think Ryan did a horrible job of portraying Hal Jordan, because Hal Jordan was kind of like a wild ladies' man. Um, and he definitely tried to put that on the screen that way.
Yeah, I would say yeah, his performance like that worked. And funny enough, Greg Berlanti was one of the producers for that movie.
Okay, so Berlanti Productions doesn't always swing with a home run every time.
Yeah, not always, but I mean, it would have been interesting if either for just for laughs, if they got Ryan Reynolds to cameo in either Arrow or Flash.
Oh yeah, that would be fun.
Yeah, because I always feel like that's another like, trinity, like outside Wonder Woman, Bats, and Soups. I feel like Flash and the two Greens, they were like sort of another trinity, since like they were more buddy buddy with each other.
Yeah, I could see that. Yeah, definitely. Flash. And, well, if you're talking the animated series, obviously you're talking about Jon Stewart. If we're talking about animated movies, it was more they leaned more into Hal. Occasionally John, but mostly Hal.
Oh, I meant more just generally in the comics and stuff, because I feel like in the comics there was definitely Hal and Barry, and I
Oh
would
yeah,
say even Barry and Oliver, they were definitely friends.
Queen. Yeah, 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 yeah. Yeah, I can agree to that 100%.
Yeah. Plus, I remember there was an ad Ryan did with that phone company he did. He got Grant Gustin to be with him just to do an ad, and they poked fun at each other with their superhero roles.
Oh really? Oh, I'm gonna have to check that one out.
Yeah, it's just funny. That's why I kept thinking, it would have been so great if Ryan would have appeared, if not in costume, then at least like Hal, like the test pilot or something.
Sure, sure, sure. Like a leather jacket with a little patch on it or something.
Yeah, just because they had so many Green Lantern Easter eggs, and yet, well, not that many, but a few in some parts of the two shows, and yet nothing came of it.
Yeah.
But oh well. But yeah, it's just interesting that they point with Mark Strong, because I always remembered that post credit scene the most when he decides to wear the yellow ring. Which, all right, I mean, we just saw Hal defeat Parallax, who's supposed to be the embodiment of fear, and I'm
Hmm.
just thinking like, yet, yet you, Sinestro, you think you can do better? I mean, yeah, you're the enemy of Hal Jordan, but still, like, what can you do better than the embodiment of fear?
Well, when he started the Yellow Lantern Corps, he did a lot of terrorizing in the comics for sure.
Right. I remember that was up in the air with that was one of the storylines. I think wonder they wanted to make adapt into an anime movie, this Sinestro Corps War, but never came to pass.
Yeah, bummer.
But I feel like that either might be a two-parter or probably might be a very complicated story.
Yeah, it could be, but yeah, that would be some serious animation. That would be pretty cool.
Oh yeah, most definitely. But and even like with Blake Lively, that was, I think they got together because of that movie, or at least they got married. I think.
Oh, was she the lead on that movie? I didn't realize.
Yeah, she was Carol Ferris.
Oh,
Yeah, I don't remember if they were dating before. I'm 50-50 if they dated before the movie, but I know they were definitely more serious after.
mm. All right. Well, that often happens on the set, little set romance. In that case, turned into marriage. So there you go.
Yeah, yeah. Plus, in some ways, I do kind of like the costume. Just maybe the mask could have been tweaked a bit.
His mask, yeah. You didn't
Yeah,
you, you
yeah.
didn't you didn't care for it?
It looked a little bit too goofy, but I do like the concept that this suit it's like an energy construct, like armor based kind of thing. So I guess I feel like that. Okay, that makes more sense than just simple, materializing a literal costume.
Right, right. Yeah, I mean, it was a concept they went with. I just don't think a lot of people liked it.
Yeah, and it's funny how people always they go hard on like Zack Snyder's desaturation, color grading, and stuff, and yet for Green Lantern, it was like the opposite, where it's like too orange tint.
Just can't make us happy. Just can't make us
Yeah.
happy.
Yeah, and then there was like other weird mad scientist character that got exposed to Parallax and just got a big giant forehead and everything.
Yeah, he was fun.
And I think even that movie, I think that was supposed to be the first stepping stone for a shared DC universe. I think someone I can't remember someone in the comments or something or an interview, but I think that was supposed to be the start with Green Lantern, not Man of Steel initially.
Oh man. So they swung and they missed on that one to try to connect the universe.
Yeah.
Or maybe that once that happened, they decided not to do it. Maybe they had a scene that they ended up cutting out with Ryan Reynolds as Green Lantern in another movie.
Yeah, probably because the only reason I would think why they had that idea was because if they brought in Amanda Waller in this movie, but she wasn't played by Viola Davis. It was the name of the actress escapes me, but that was much like the rest. That was like a one and done deal.
Right. Never to be seen again.
Angela Bassett. Yeah, she played Amanda Waller.
Oh, right. Oh, I remember that now. Now that you say that, I do remember her playing Amanda Waller. And she's no slouch as an actress, but like you said, didn't get enough opportunity.
Yeah, which is shame because I always feel like with Hal Jordan, it's gotta be. I feel like with Ryan Reynolds, like he nailed it. Like with the brown hair and everything, the attitude, it just would have been perfect. I think under better direction, it would have been really something for Green Lantern's first film.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Let's see then. Besides that, let's see. Now I guess for the now about what about Black Adam?
Black Adam with Dwayne Johnson, The Rock. And let's see, well, we had the JSA in that, right?
Yep.
Yeah, we had Atom Smasher,
Cyclone
Cyclone, Doctor Fate,
and Hawkman.
and Hawkman. Yeah, I like the Doctor Fate very much.
Oh yeah, Pierce Brosnan, like like that. I say that was the best part of the movie. I mean, it was an intriguing idea. I guess the JSA is a government government setup here. That's
They're sponsored by the government, right?
yeah, one that Waller gets overseas, but doesn't do the whole bomb neck bomb.
Right, right, right. Well, these aren't the criminals, so these are the heroes. So, but yeah, they didn't. I don't know. I'm not really sure where they dropped the ball because I remember going in. I mean, it's a good action flick. Um, the again, maybe it was the bad guy that wasn't that great. It was high CGI.
Yeah,
Remember that the whole thing was the crown, and they found the crown, and one of the descendants of the original king um, that was in the backstory of Black Adam's history gets this crown, and then he turns into like a demon with superpowers. And Black Adam, of course, gets his ass kicked at first, and then eventually kicks the demon's ass with help from everyone. And, it all works out in the end.
yeah, typically, and yeah, because I think that was one of Shazam's or Captain Marvel's usual enemies. At least I think because I forgot the name, but I remember. I think I heard it once in a Young Justice episode.
Okay.
Like it was just a cameo thing when like on a news cycle where it's like Captain is fighting like Ibok and Sabok or something. But I mean, I don't think that's. Don't think that was. Oh yeah. Oh yeah, that was it. Yeah, Sabok.
I was going to say it sound. If that's not it, that's really close. Yeah, you got it right on.
Yeah, I just remember. I think that was mentioned in some news report that Captain Marvel was fighting him. So
Hmm.
makes sense. I just felt like, to me, I guess that wasn't Black Adam. At least not the one I'm familiar with. Like,
Hmm.
because I mean, I'm only basing off the animated movie, but he was a champion that was, chosen from the get go, but became corrupted by the powers because he believed himself to be a god and should be worshipped as such.
Hmm.
But I can defend that would be kind of boring because that thing has been done before. So it's kind of more interesting, that I guess, in the movie that for with this Black Adam, he's more of a tortured godlike being. That this is not what he wanted because he was given this power by his son, who was the previous champion, who was more idealistic. But after I think the son was killed by the king, then Teth Adam basically unleashed all hell.
Yeah, he takes the power for himself, and so he was more about revenge than anything else. Yeah, so anti-hero, I don't know, villain.
Yeah, I didn't really see much of a villain thing because because at least originally in the comics, like when Black Adam found out about Billy, he like once he, I guess I think it's more like he sensed that a new champion was chosen.
Hmm.
He was trying to find the kid and kill him before he gets the power. At least, granted, that was also in that animated movie where
Right.
Superman and Shazam teamed up. But
Well, that's pretty much how it is in the comics as well, because the people that grant the Shazam power, he feels slighted by them because they banished him for years and took his power away.
yeah,
So yeah, he was not too happy with them at all.
yeah. Though it looks like in this movie, it seemed like he had no problem with being banished. Like it seems that he would prefer it because in this case, it was all those people like the king's descendants with his group, along with that archaeologist.
Hmm.
And it's because of them that he was awoken.
Right. And I like the young man. The skateboarding kid was good, and his uncle was a fun character. Um, but in general, yeah. I think Dwayne Johnson's decisions to at least as of the news reports, if you want to believe them, which is can be 50-50 either way. But showing up 3-4 hours late, refusing to have any kind of Captain Marvel interaction in the story or even in a cameo. I think his ego got away with him in this movie, and I think because of his past success, he thought that he would just ride on that, and I don't think that happened.
Yeah, and the only thing I say for me, I guess I know I mentioned this before, but I guess to me, like he has the look of Black Adam, at least, but mostly turns like with the build, the face, mostly like maybe if he had his hair back.
Hmm.
Because I remember this was something I think he was casted for like almost 20 years ago. I think this was something that was discussed like around 2007.
Yeah, this has been a personal project for him for decades, which is why I had such high expectations going into it. I thought this was going to be a phenomenal movie. And listen, the special effects were great. His outfit was great. How they showed his powers, I thought, were great. But the story just really lacked.
Yeah, even his personality, like even with the kid, like it's just basically redoing Terminator.
Yeah, like you said, the personality of Black Adam in the comics and in the animated movies, and in the one shots here and there, he personifies like Prince Namor. He's royalty. He personifies himself as royalty, and he looks down on everyone. And this guy was just angry and didn't know what to do with it.
Yeah, pretty much. Which I guess, yeah, it might be a bit because again, I guess it's a give and take because would you rather have like the typical where he's like a god complex? What can you do to make him make him the protagonist, make him an anti-hero? That's gonna be tough because though it's funny to say Namor because my first thought was maybe like more superpowered Doctor Doom.
Hmm. But I mean, you kind of have to have Captain Marvel in there. That's the characters go together. It's like peanut butter and jelly.
Yeah, that's my issue. I feel like he was focusing way too much on trying to build up to the whole Black Adam versus Superman thing, which I know it's a big deal, probably a big deal in the comics, but this guy is supposed to be basically the Venom equivalent to like the Venom to Shazam.
Hmm.
So yeah, that's my thing. Like if he didn't like Zachary Levi, I mean, okay, fine, but although if this is back 2007, if not Zachary Levi back then, my choice around that time period would have been, you're gonna laugh at this,
Hmm.
Patrick Warburton for Shazam, 2007 at least.
Patrick Warburton. Yeah, I could. I don't. Does he really have that boyish face? Well, the Shazam as a man doesn't really need a boyish face look, I guess.
I just feel like he would nail the comedy down of like trying to sound like a grown up superhero kind of thing.
Hmm. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
And
Anything's possible. Absolutely. I mean, fan casting is great.
yeah, yeah, that was my initial idea because I guess after seeing some clips of the Tick he was in, I felt like, and he's pretty tall, has a pretty.
Oh, Pat. You know what? Now I totally agree. I thought you were talking about a totally different person. I thought you were talking about the guy that plays Orm in the uh,
Oh no, oh no, 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 no! I meant Warburton, like Joe Swanson from Family Guy or
yeah,
Kronk
yeah,
from
yeah, yeah.
First New
From
Groove. Yeah,
from the Tick. Yeah, I could totally see that. Absolutely.
yeah, because he's pretty tall. I mean, still pretty tall for his age.
Hmm.
He was definitely a bit. He was pretty well built for his age as well. So just like Dwayne, not much muscle padding for the suit.
Hmm. Yeah, just a little definition, a little bit on the suit, but yeah, I can see that for sure.
Yeah. Yeah, just and even with this, I do like the introduction of the JSA. Just felt weirdly just out of nowhere. Like, I'm just like, where were these guys when there was like all kinds of other disasters? Like, where were they during Suicide Squad? Either movie, or when Doomsday was attacking, or Steppenwolf. Like, you would think they'd be called in, but granted, this is something that people thought of later on because really in either franchise, when they start out, they have a more of a simple, somewhat realistic focus before they go full on into the sci-fi genre.
Hmm. I mean, it was cool to at least see their existence characters on the movie screen because we'd never seen Atom Smasher. I wasn't familiar with Cyclone. She was
Me
a new
neither.
she was a new character to me. Um, but I thought his name is escaping me. The gentleman that plays Hawkman. I thought he did a great job, and Pierce Brosnan as well did a great job. So it was nice seeing those characters in the movie. So I enjoyed that.
Yeah, that was Aldous Hodge.
Right, Aldous Hodge.
Yeah, funny enough, while he played Hawkman live action, he did the voice of John Stewart Green Lantern in some of
Yeah,
the
he
more
did.
recent DC animated films.
Yeah, he did.
Yeah, I'm hoping that maybe with some if some of those actors if they come on board for James Gunn's DCU, that'd be great because for a brief moment we got to see not only Davis back, but also, wow, I'm forgetting her name, James Gunn's wife,
Yeah, she plays Amelia Harcourt in Peacemaker. Jennifer
Harcourt.
Holland. Jennifer Holland.
Jennifer Holland, yeah. Yeah, we got to see Harcourt for a brief minute when they were transporting Black Adam into a new cell.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, we did.
Yeah, so there's hope for that. But since you mentioned Patrick Wilson, I guess we'll moving over to the Aquaman sequel.
Aquaman 2. I liked it. I know it was not It didn't feel like it was really universally loved, and after that first one did so well financially, the second one never, rarely does. But I like the kooky octopus. I like the brothers working together. For me, it was a fun time.
Yeah, because it gave me back to the classic, Thor and Loki vibes. So I like that it's in kind of reverse with, you know, with given that Orm is, the by technicality he's really the king,
Air.
true heir and stuff, and with Aquaman being the bastard son. But because in any other story doesn't matter what their personality is like. Orm is king. Like there's nothing to really fight against unless you're really going to stage a coup.
Hmm.
But I did like the humor, and I in my short review on the movie, I felt like Black Manta was probably the best villain of all the four films that came out that year. Because I think, yeah, because Aquaman 2, that was like the fourth DC movie that came out that year. Because I think it was, yeah, Flash, Shazam 2, and Black Adam. I think all, no, not Black Adam. There was a fourth movie that came out in 2023, I think, or at least three. Because I know for Black Adam, that was, let's see, Shazam 2 was 2023. The
Hmm.
Flash was also.
Hmm.
Then Aquaman 2. I swear, I know there was some other DC film in 2023.
Was it animated? Maybe.
No, I think it was live action. Blue Beetle. Ah, right. Okay. Yeah.
Oh, that was 2023. Okay, yeah, yeah.
Yeah. I mean, granted, it was all 2023 because of the COVID setbacks and everything.
Hmm.
But yeah, I felt like for Black Manta, he was the most menacing villain out of all the other villains between those four movies because while his determination for revenge, it was impressive.
Yeah, Abdul. I believe his name is Abdul Mateen. He did a great job. Uh,
Yeah.
a nice amount of menace in his performance, no doubt.
Yeah, even if he's being controlled by like by that serpent like trident. I forgot what was called, but even though he's being controlled still, that's what he wanted.
The Dark Trident.
Yeah, even though some of my friends felt like the environmental themes are going maybe a bit too heavy-handed, still, I mean, it's fine because that's part of Aquaman's deal. Because most people they want to protect because the Atlanteans they want to protect their oceans and everything.
Yeah, and we as human beings have been dumping stuff into there for years. So why wouldn't that carry over into the comics? It's just make trying to take real life into the world of fantasy, which is a nice blend.
Yep. Oh, just 1 second, that plug came out.
No worries.
All right, there we go. Hey there, Phantasm. We're doing pretty good. We just gone through talking about with let's see with Black Adam, the Whedon cut of Justice League, Green Lantern, and we're just now getting to Aquaman 2. Let's see. Yeah, let's see. But I'm trying to remember. Let's see what's like about Aquaman 2 because I definitely like Arthur's stealth suit.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it was sharp.
Yeah, and I did like the fact that for to assist him in the rescue mission was like that octopus.
Yeah, and we got to see the seahorse.
Yeah, I always thought it was silly just seeing Aquaman riding a seahorse, but dang it, they made it look so epic.
Yeah, brought those 1970s cartoons to life. Pretty cool.
Yeah, I would say yeah, But I would say, yeah, for James, for Momoa and Gal Gadot, like they're really the best parts of that franchise.
Hmm. Yeah, certainly. I can agree to that.
Yeah. Plus, I find it funny that he had Orm eat like a cockroach. I forgot it was cockroaches or ants.
I don't remember. I do remember the bugs, but I don't know what it was.
Yeah, because he was messing with Orm, telling him that he gets a delicacy, and then just like when in the post credit sequence, Orm was at a restaurant, he added some of that stuff in a burger.
That's right. Good memory. Nice.
I always remember the funny stuff. Okay, it was a cockroach, yeah, because I feel like that's just perfect. That's just something you would do to a younger brother. You know, here, eat this. It's really good.
Nice prank. Brotherly pranks.
Yeah. Although I will say, I think for Aquaman 2, I think it would be more poignant if I guess like if his dad did die, like if there was no like no way to like avoid that, because I always felt like with from the first movie, okay, yeah, I mean Aquaman didn't really kill Manta's dad, but he did like left him to die, so I feel like yeah, he is kind of justifying it in his revenge. So I feel like yeah, maybe it should be fair that like a father for a father.
Oh, a little dark there tonight, Brian.
But I guess sometimes it might be a little bit dark, but yeah, I don't know. I guess I was fifty
Nothing wrong
fifty.
with it. Just it's a dark take. That's all.
I mean, I'm glad that the baby wasn't harmed because I felt like okay, now this vengeance thing is going too far if he's going to be willing to kill Aquaman's kid.
Yeah, which does happen in the comics.
Yeah, but I feel like that's also what made the Dark Knight so great was the fact that Rachel Dawes died. There's nothing to do about that. Neither Batman nor Two Face get the girl.
True indeed.
I don't know. I guess because sometimes I feel like sometimes with the comic book, well, really comic books in general, that most times death doesn't seem to have a consequence unless it's part of someone's origin story.
Yeah, except for Uncle Ben.
Yeah, because I guarantee you that if for Aquaman, like if this was for Snyder's version, I guarantee you, Mira or not Mira, Alana would not be alive.
No.
I don't know. I have a feeling because I have a feeling if Zack Snyder went with his vision for the Aquaman stuff, because in that one, Mira was speaking British.
Oh,
Yeah, a slight different accent.
interesting.
Yeah, I know. Because I remember originally Aquaman hit Atlantis just because by bashing his mother, like
Hmm.
supposedly she died.
Hmm.
Yeah, I think it was Alana C. And yeah, I just felt like maybe under Snyder's version she would be dead, not just miraculously survived.
Right.
But that's just me. Let me just look at the comments quickly.
Yep.
The DCU really has some of the most comic accurate suits in live action. The Aquaman, Ocean Master, Black Manta suits, the Blue Beetle suit, Peacemaker, Batfleck suit, minus the absence of trunks. Also, Harley's suit in the beginning of the Suicide Squad. Yeah, that was pretty cool because I I just figured with Harley we're gonna be sticking with the blue and pink hair dye, but in that movie, yeah, I did like that they brought the red and black hair dye from I think it was like early start of New 52 or at least in the Arkham City game.
Hmm.
Oh, Atlana. Okay. Okay, so Atlanta was the mom, yeah.
Right.
Hey, don't get me wrong. I'm glad the dad did survive. Just because I mean, you can't kill off Boba Fett.
Right. You can't kill off Boba Fett.
Yeah. And I agree the Phantasm is the overall look for Rebirth, because that's another thing I did like going back to Justice League, the Whedon cut. I guess I did kind of like that. I feel like they were kind of doing that aspect of Henry Cavill's Superman, at least in the Whedon cut. It was a transition from New 52 Superman to Rebirth Superman, personality wise, anyway.
Okay, could see that.
But I guess that's my hopes of what they could have done more with Cavill and Affleck after the suit. See, and we'll say for me, if not the worst aspects of the Nolan movies, was the character of Rachel. She barely felt like a character to me. I mean, she was okay. I mean, I always find it interesting that their Batman would have like a lawyer friend slash love interest. But I mean, I say for love interest, it's gonna be hard to top after Catwoman or Talia.
Yeah, not as strong.
Though I'm trying to remember what else I did like about with Aquaman 2, because I guess I say I didn't really like the interactions between the brothers.
Yeah, yeah, absolutely.
Because I did like the fact that Orm had this false perception, I guess, of what Arthur would be like.
Yeah, and they're from the beginning movie to the end of the movie, how they perceived each other totally changed on both ends.
Yeah, yeah, and plus, I did like how in the end, Aquaman decided, let's join the United Nations. Let's let it be known throughout the world that yes, Atlantis does exist. We need to have our voice heard.
Yeah, and that would be great to see in further DC movies too.
Yeah, though it's funny because I see a lot of people commenting that for Patrick Wilson that he looks more like the typical Aquaman than Jason Momoa. So that people kept saying that maybe they should switch roles.
Yeah, yeah, but they went away. So
Yeah, though at least with the new Supergirl movie, we're going to be see how he does Lobo.
yeah,
Finally,
yeah, we did get a quick glimpse of him as Lobo in the trailer. So looking forward to that.
let's see. Let's see what else Phantasm wrote in. Let's see. I personally didn't connect with Nolan and Bale's philosophy for Batman's motivation. Even in interviews, they described him as he doesn't want to do this forever, which to me is the opposite. Well, that's a good point. I would say maybe I say the difference between want and need, because I feel like in any version of Batman, he doesn't really want to do this, but I feel like a need is somewhat different.
Mhm.
because
Yeah,
I say with the need, like it's the only thing that gives him like any sort of happiness, control, Because Batman's always a control freak.
yeah, and it's not. No matter how much crime he puts away, every month there's new crime.
Yeah, because even for the Flash, like he just wallows in the mansion, even when Gotham is like all peaceful. I always think like, yeah, Bruce will never be truly happy unless he gets like a good therapy session or something, or actually addresses his feelings.
Yeah, he's got to work on himself.
That's for
Find the
sure.
find the inner Bruce.
Yes. Maybe we'll see that through Pattinson's movies. Maybe not. But let's see. Next is Wonder Woman 84.
Oh boy, that was a rough one. And again, we had Gal Gadot, but we had let's see, we had oh boy, the lasso. What was it like? Lassoing lightning.
Yeah, it was like she was. Yeah, I remember you mentioned that, and I always think of that in the trailer. Like she just whipped up. She just used the lasso to ride along the lightning strikes
Hmm.
before she decided to finally give flying a chance.
Yeah, Yeah, it was a little odd. That was a strange choice. That was a strange choice for sure. And oh, we had what was it? Pedro Pascal as Max Lord.
Yep.
Yeah, and the monkey paw to grant wishes. I don't know. It was just a weird movie. It was a weird, strange movie that didn't work at all.
Yeah, that's why I say I feel like this is a movie that is not only. I feel like that was a movie that was definitely made. I would believe it was made in 1980s.
Yeah, and like the soundtrack wasn't even that great. Yeah, yeah, I, 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 I really struggled to watch that whole movie. I've since watched it again one other time, but I remember that first time I really struggled to watch that movie. From the story to the lasso thing really killed me. I was like, what the hell are they doing?
Yes, too much overuse on the lasso of truth. I mean, we don't even see her using like the shield and sword, which that's one of her normal weapons. And yeah, and I agree with you, Francis. They didn't think about the implications of Steve possessing some other guys. Like, yeah, where did the consciousness go? Like, is it just like trapped inside? I mean, yeah, I mean, it's been done in other movies, especially. I mean, the most I can think of as an influence would be Ghost, but magic is a weird thing because I guess, yeah, if Steve's body is blown up to a million pieces, and like, yeah, the soul's got to basically find another body. Like, you can't
No,
just recreate like the same body.
yeah, it was so weird. And then he came out of it, and it was strange. It was very strange. Poor guy. He's like this, just using my body. It was very weird.
Yeah, I'd say the only saving grace was some of the action sequences with Cheetah because I did like that they brought had Diana had like that golden armor for a bit.
Right, but then she shredded that thing in 2 seconds.
Yeah, yeah, it is kind of sad how Cheetah was adapted, especially this. Luckily, that I say that's neither of our first exposure to the character.
No, and that actress is a decent actress that played Cheetah too. But again, just making strange choices. I feel like everyone was like, "Hey, we're just gonna try something."
Yeah, that's another example of like someone who's like made to look like very nerdy, but then once she gets a taste of power, she looks incredibly sexy.
Right, and was that the same director as the first one?
Yes, that was Patty Jenkins. Yeah, she.
Really? I'm surprised at that.
Well, the thing is, though, I think Zack Snyder was, I think, one of the writers for the first movie, but
Hmm.
I think for the sequel, that was only just her and Jeff Johns.
Okay.
Let's see. Also, the stone was shown in the film to be able to conjure things out of nowhere, like a giant wall. So why did Steve not return with his own body? Ma-
Yes.
Magic is what magic does.
Yeah, weird choices. Unfortunately, they tried, and that they did not have any more success with that. And I think that kind of killed them wanting to do any more Wonder Woman movies.
Yeah, because I remember she wanted to. I think Patty wanted to do a third one that would be. This one would be set in a modern times to be reflected on some stuff, but yeah, unfortunately, it didn't come to pass. And I was starting to like the idea. It gets a Kristen Wiig because although she would not be my first choice for Cheetah, at least not the Barbara Minerva version. I was thinking more like oh, I forgot her name. I forgot her name, but she's a. Give me a second. She
No
was the
problem.
evil. She was the evil queen in Snow White and the Huntsman.
I did not see that.
You would like it. You would like it, I think. Oh, Charlize Theron. That's my idea of a fan casting for Cheetah.
Oh, yeah, yeah, yeah. I could see that for sure. He's a badass.
Because I always feel like for Cheetah, she's supposed to be basically like a Tomb Raider that got cursed.
Mm-hmm. With cat powers.
Yeah, because I think that was the whole thing, like with Ur's Kataga. But then for with this, yeah, because of the Dreamstones, like which okay makes sense, and it kind of creates an interesting perspective on the rivalry between Wonder Woman and Cheetah that it's bound with with jealousy.
Mm-hmm.
So like, but I feel like maybe instead of just the Dreamstone handling everything, there should have been other kinds of artifacts. Like maybe if like Barbara grabbed like the wrong one that scratched her, that made her into the cheetah or something. And yeah, Phantasm. Yeah, I guess it's very much like Amazing Spider-Man 2's Electro and Schumacher Riddler. Because I think people have compare like that take on Cheetah with those two characters. Let's see, and I do think Gal Gadot, although she has very limited range, does pull off a good performance in the first one. But after that, I think her weakness as an actress really began to show. Maybe, yeah, maybe one or two scenes. Like, not sure in '84, but definitely in some other films, just not Wonder Woman related. And yeah, brighter color grading was a little bit better. Just my God, so much lasso of truth. And then even with Max Lord's goals, like his make having everyone grant a wish, I'm just like, that's just pure chaos.
Yeah, not good choices. But yeah, yeah, yeah. I don't think I've ever seen Pedro Pascal in a act quite like that though. That was a different. That was a reach for him. I felt like.
Yeah, it's just I think yeah, it he is made quite. I think that was the start where he was getting more and more attention. I think because that was after that was just like that was in between like Mandalorian, I think. Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah, between Mandalorian, then before being with The Last of Us, and now Mr. Fantastic.
Right. So I think he just wanted to try a less serious character.
Yeah. Of course, the Kal-El, no.
No.
They found a better take of that in the Snyder Cut. Because, yeah, yeah, because there's a difference. I'm not sure if that's edited or just a different take, but the Kal-El does sound a bit better in the Snyder version than the Whedon's. I, I don't remember that part with "I need you to give me the stone" because that really wasn't a rewatchable movie for me. I think I only saw it like twice, and I barely remember much of it. Just because I mean I'm always going to remember that whole Steve possessing thing. What do you think about Max Lord as a full-on antagonist? Personally, I really like the character enough to care, but I know James Gunn to have said that he prefers Max's original characterization as a sleazy businessman. Yeah, I think that fits.
Yeah, agreed. Sleazy businessman it is.
Yeah, I don't think not every businessman has to be like some megalomaniac. Because even like in Justice Unlimited, I remember he had a small role of just being like the PR guy for the Ultiman, one of Project Cadmus's creations.
Right.
But that was it, just like he's just basically, providing like trying to get the money for it with the toy rights, but also making sure that the group's taken care of, which is kind of what he's doing with the Justice Gang since he's the funds behind that group.
Hmm.
It's odd that they completely avoided Wonder Woman's fights in those films. Oh, Flight. Okay. Yeah, I mean, we didn't really see her fly too much, except for just 84. I think maybe just leaps, but I don't think even just like I don't think she ever fly or anything. She would just ride with the other guys in the vehicles. At least I think.
Yeah, I don't recall that.
Okay, yeah, because I guess Max does become a full-on villain in the 2000s, and even in the one who killed Ted Cord by shooting the head. Oh, so that's what happened in the comics. I did not know about that with Ted Cord's death in the comics. Dish, no.
Yeah, he's pretty evil in the comics. He's like he acts like he's everybody's friend and helps everyone, but he's always got like ulterior motives.
Yep, yeah, that's true. Yep, and yeah, I remember with Wonder Woman snapping his neck. I was like, I was laughing. This movie was definitely showing the opposite result of Max just trying to play God, and yet, I guess no one's ever gonna remember about what happened during '84. Because I don't know, I guess I felt like there was something missing. Like, because it seemed like for Gal Gadot's Wonder Woman, like she did her time with the first movie, stopping the war, and then after that, it looks like she didn't do nothing else until Doomsday. But I guess with this movie, I guess she did a little something that I guess not everyone's gonna remember. Though I can't remember. Though I'm not sure if she did anything to wipe people's memories of the wishes thing or not. Oh well, but I mean, not the worst movie in the world.
No, but definitely far from the best.
Well, would you say more entertaining than Batman and Robin?
I might say I might like Batman and Robin better.
Yeah. Let's see. Also, another conclusion for Simon Stagg to be in the film, because guess, wait, Simon Stagg was in '84? Huh.
Yeah, again, because of the unwatchability factor, I don't remember that as well.
Yeah, I remember Simon Stagg, but I mean, well, hopefully you get to see Simon Stagg in the new DCU if they delve into Metamorpho's backstory.
Yeah, looking forward to that.
Yeah, let's see. For Batman and Robin, that was forgot where it was placing, but it was not quite close to. I think it was somewhat like a few a few a few places behind because while it may not be perfect, but at least they did kind of they did nail the characters right. I would say for going with the sort of Neo Adam West style.
Hmm.
Let's see. Oh yeah, the inclusion of Linda Carter's play cameo personally didn't do much for me. I mean, I guess for me not so much now because I feel like maybe that might be something for the sequel. Maybe she'll have a bigger, maybe her character will have a bigger role like in the third movie or something.
Right,
Because I mean that would be cool to see the two Wonder Woman actresses like either working together or something.
right. And if they were able to have like a battle scene where they both had the wrist things on at the same time, that would be pretty cool.
Yeah, and no way, Phantasm. But let's see but I guess that's it for with the Snyderverse movies. So
What's up next?
let's see. I guess for next, let's see. There's a lot more movies that didn't make the cut for on the standalone size. Let's see where he went. Oh, I guess we could. Besides, before Batman Robin, we should definitely talk about with Superman Returns if you remember that. Remember that one?
Superman Returns. Brandon Routh. Now, did you like his interpretation?
Yeah, if it was, yeah, it was good because it's a nice, I guess, little first modern classic.
Hmm. I liked Brandon Routh. I thought he did a good job. I felt bad that he never got another shot.
Yeah, I mean, at least there was the at least there was a little cameo, or not cameo, I guess, little minor return back in the Crisis on Infinite Earths crossover.
Right, right, right. Which was pretty cool to see. I enjoyed that. But I, I don't know. Was it really? It wasn't a bad movie. I thought it was a decent movie.
Yeah, I had no problems with it. I mean, that was actually the first Superman live action movie I ever fully saw,
Hmm.
and in theaters.
And I think that at that time, that was the first time we saw Superman having a kid in live action.
Yep. Yeah, that's true. And I don't know. I guess that movie is sort of middle ground where like it's because I guess it's due to like the other fans' response where it's like we're just seeing like the same kind of thing again, like back with Christopher Reeve. Can we get something different? Like that's what I mentioned before. Was like sometimes we fans we know what we want. Do we want the same thing back or do we want something different after like 10 or 20 years?
Hmm.
But then once we get that different thing, then it's like nope, too much.
And what about Kate Bosworth as Lois Lane?
Hmm. I think she was okay. Like not. I mean, after so many different Lois Lane actresses between TV shows and movies, it's like
Some of them can blend.
yeah, because especially now it's like with I think my top three Lois is definitely got to be with Mar no maybe four because I'm gonna go with Margot Kidder, Rachel
Brosnahan.
Brosnan, yep, Rachel Brosnan, Erica Durhance, and Bitsy Tulloch.
Okay, gotcha. But getting back to this movie, I thought Kevin Spacey did a decent Lex Luthor for the movie. Um, I thought he was scary. He was menacing. I liked that he was able to depower Superman and then physically dominate him.
Yeah, I mean it was pretty crazy. He created a whole island made out of kryptonite.
Yeah, yeah, he did. And it was interesting too, where like the whole concept of the movie, where Superman had been gone, so Lois kind of moved on with her life, and the guy that she was with was like he was a rich guy. I think he might have even, yeah, he owned the Daily Planet, I believe, or he bought the Daily Planet.
No, I think it was like Perry's son or nephew or something. I think his name
Oh,
was.
that's right, right, because because his last name was White. You're right, you're right. I apologize. But he was played by James Marsden, who was Cyclops in all the early X-Men movies.
Yep. Yeah, it's an interesting pairing, and yeah, it just feels funny for the fact that Superman what was away in space trying to find Krypton. Yet before that, he got Lois pregnant.
Hmm. God damn it.
Let's see. One of my issues was that the film didn't want to be different enough. The idea of serving as a sequel to Superman and Superman 2 really hindered the film, I think. I guess so. I mean, granted, after what, like maybe about 20 years at that point since Superman 2 or some of the earlier Superman films, like I feel like there needs to be a bit somewhat of a refresher, you know,
Hmm.
just to establish, okay, like yeah, here's Superman Lex, and then we'll see where we can build from there. Now that there's now that the filmmaking has advanced a bit, because I don't know, I guess to believe, I guess like if at that point they were to do more with Brandon Routh's Superman, then we might have seen other villains, other storylines develop.
Yeah, it was positive. It was fun. People actually liked Superman in this movie. Yeah, they weren't all angry about him being Superman.
Yeah, no, like that wasn't. Yeah, I say just like what Phantom said, that wasn't the problem with Brandon Routh's character. It was just, I guess the story just didn't do enough for everyone. I guess some people, I guess, didn't like the idea that he was kind of, I guess, like sort of like a deadbeat dad. Because I mean, I think everyone I I'm not quite sure, but I feel like everyone believes that the kid is Richard's son.
Yeah, and that's interesting because I didn't put the connection initially, but now I'm thinking about it. James Marsden, who I said was Cyclops in the X Men movies, because Bryan Singer was the one who directed this movie.
That's right, yeah, because he did he direct all three of the X Men movies at that time, or just one of them.
I know at least I know he did X1 and X2 for sure.
Now I'm actually curious with the Last Stand. Nope, that was not by. Oh wait, that was directed by Bryan Singer.
Oh,
Yep,
was it? So he did all three.
yep. Oh well. Let's
And a
see.
lot of people like that airplane. There was like an airplane rescue. A lot of
Oh,
people like that.
oh yeah, that was right. That was with Lois and the fam.
Hmm.
Let's see. Going back to Lex's main motivation again, being wanting land was, I think, not a great choice, but by that point, the post-crisis business Lex hadn't been adapted yet. That's true, I guess, since those most of those movies that were just before, I guess, the post-crisis thing. Let's see. And yep, Blue Knight. Yeah, is definitely not surprising that The Dark Knight made number one. I had a feeling that was going to be up there. But I mean, yeah, maybe the same plan as the first movie, but definitely more upscale to where Lex creating his own country.
But I mean, this is definitely a rewatchable movie for sure.
Yeah. And yeah, I think I've seen people comment about that with what Vance just said. Spying on Lois and the kid, just maybe it was just the way it was filmed, just didn't feel like Superman to me. I mean, yeah, I guess maybe a little bit creepy, but oh, okay. So I guess Brian Singer directed the first two, Days of Futures Past and Apocalypse, not the third. Huh,
Okay.
gotcha. But I don't know. I don't know. I mean, because I mean, no matter what, Clark and Lois, they're always gonna have something special. They're especially good. They always have kind of strong feelings for each other, no matter what happens.
Hmm. But I do remember Brandon Routh had the trunks. He did wear trunks in that one.
Yep, yep. That was an not a bad upgrade from the original suit.
Hmm.
Let's see. Just getting honest, live action movies aren't appealing to me. They're not bad. I just prefer animation over live action. I guess it depends on the story and the characters. Yeah, but I don't know. But to me, it's like I do like the attempt when someone decides like hey, let's make this. Let's see what we can do with this character being live action. The Writer of Last Stand directed Dark Phoenix. That is kind of funny. Because I say those are films no one really talks about that much. Let's see, and although the material of the suit I felt was way too leathery and the colors too muted. Well, at least not Snyder muted. But I do feel like for with Kevin Spacey, I mean, would you put his take on Lex like, to be up there with Gene Hackman, and Nicholas Holt?
No, no, no. I mean, those are the top two. So I don't think so. No, and then we've got who is it's escaping me right now. I can see his face. The animated Lex Luthor,
Clancy Brown?
Clancy Brown. I mean, those Clancy Brown is number one, and then Nicholas Holt, and then my tongue's not working. You just said his name.
Kevin Spacey?
Uh, no, no, the classic from Christopher Reeve.
Oh, oh, Gene Hackman.
Gene Hackman. Yeah, yeah, yeah. For me, that's what it should be. It should be Clancy Brown, Nicholas Holt, and Gene Hackman.
Yeah.
And I don't think that he did a bad job. I just don't think he's quite in that caliber.
Yeah. I guess I did I always think of that scene with the whole wrong.
Wrong. Yeah, yeah. Listen, yeah, he did a commendable job. There's no doubt about that. I don't want to take that away from him, but those guys were a bit of a step above.
Oh yeah, without a doubt. Let's see, I'm glad he got to come back as Kingdom Come Superman. I still the opinion his Kingdom Come suit is the best adapted Superman suit from the comics.
Mhm. Right.
Let's see. I love Gene Hackman as an actor, but as Lex just never did for me. Michael Rosenbaum, Nicholas Holt. I also think they're even the same league. Yeah, yeah. Rosenbaum was definitely up there as Lex. Yeah, I guess you could say. Yeah, I would say for Gene Hackman's Lex, definitely a little more comedic than most actors, but it's. I feel like they utilize a little bit of that humor with Nicholas Holt, like when he was knocking over those pencils twice, making sure his goons were to clean up after him.
Yeah, that pencil scene is a great scene. It really shows how mean he can be.
Yeah, I always love that, and people making memes of him going like ah, like with his face just shouting in anger.
A1, A1, A1.
Oh god, that too. One A.
Oh, 1A. I got it backwards. 1A, 1A.
My god, some of my friends were using that as a meme for stuff. I was like, my god, I only saw like James Gunn could make just not even a word, just a number and a letter, make it so iconic.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's true. I guess, huh? And to see for and care for him only finding Superman an inconvenience to his plans and not having a personal hatred for him. Yeah, there's not as much hatred compared to Nicholas Holt, I would say, because Nicholas Holt definitely really hates Superman with a passion. I think more than any other version, even just the Eisenberg's Luthor.
I always
Yep.
try to defend that one because he's Alex Luthor. Like they say, he's like Lex is my dad. His name's on the building.
Yeah, I think I've said that before because I felt like as I was the one thinking that I guess to me I always felt like he's junior since in the movie he kept mentioning that like, oh like yeah the company is my dad's name.
Hmm.
Yeah, that's why I always felt like like I'd be interested to see like what's like senior like if they ever went that direction. The wait the voice of John in Garfield. Wait, what? Wait for wait Garfield. Wait Blue Knight. Do you mean Garfield like the recent movie or something else? I'm actually curious.
Yeah, I'm actually putting in my phone right now too. John Vice, Breckenmeyer.
Oh my God! Wow, wow. Nicholas Holt voiced John, the pet owner.
Oh, he did.
Yeah,
Oh, it must be in a different Garfield movie than the one I'm looking at.
yeah. It's the one that came out like just last year.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, that was the one where but they had Chris Pratt voicing Garfield.
Oh, Jesus. Oh, yeah. Look at that, Nicholas Holt.
Wow, that's just crazy. That's got to be like the opposite personality.
He has a crazy range. I've seen him in quite a few things.
Yeah, yeah. Blue Knight. I think you definitely blow both our minds with that reveal. I just can't imagine voicing someone for a Garfield movie.
No.
And yes, fantastic. Jesse Eisenberg definitely played a great Riddler. Although his theme music in the movie it sounds penguinish to me because I don't know the music in that theme it sounds very like Gentleman of Crime.
Will the Phantasm, in defense of my defense. I mean, it's just what they say in the movie. I mean, the characterization may be similar to Lex Luthor, but clearly they've named him Alex. So that's all. That's my justification.
Yeah, yeah. Because I mean, in the film, yeah, it is Lex, but yeah, in the movie they did it is stated that yeah he does have a dad. I mean, it's not like a defense, just
Hmm.
not really defense, really, just
I didn't
it,
see any God when Dad was beating down on me. So God is either all good, all bad, or all even.
yeah. Yeah, just I just feel like it's an interesting like callback. I think to like, wasn't there some comics like where there was a Lex Junior or Alexander Lex Junior from a different Earth or something?
Yes. Yeah, yeah, yeah. In Crisis, there was an Alex Luthor that had red curly hair.
That was it. Yeah, I feel like that was like a little Easter egg to that with the whole Lex Junior and the dad I guess having Lex Junior or something. Let's see. Level cow owner in one moment, the next alien hater who has anger issues which can be compared to a spoiled child. Yeah, yeah, that pretty much sums up Lex's character in James Gunn, and yeah, I guess as a lazy excuse. Yeah,
It could, it could
just
be.
yeah, just an interesting idea. I guess what if we got to see the dad if he's alive or not, or because I don't remember if they mentioned he died or not,
Right.
or if they did something to explore Eisenberg's backstory. Like is because I would say obviously not a Lex that grew up in poverty and became rich. Because I think that was like either a post-crisis or pre-crisis origin for Lex.
Mm.
I just remember in one version of the comics, Lex grew up in the slums of Metropolis before rising to power. I want to say it was post-crisis. I have to look back into that. Oh, do you mean the Silver Age Lex who had the sun on it in a different planet? Hmm.
Let me take a look. Alex Luthor.
Because I will say this for both Snyder and Gunn. They definitely do their research on finding all kinds of ways to bring in Easter eggs.
All right, so Alexander Luthor is DC Comics character, the heroic son of Earth Three's Lex Luthor, who becomes a key figure in the Crisis on Infinite Earths and Infinite Crisis events, manipulating heroes to recreate his lost world before being killed by the mainstream Lex Luthor he possessed. That's basically it.
Hmm. Okay. I guess in the 90s, when Lex faked his death and transferred his consciousness to a younger clone and pretended to be his Australian son, Alexander Luthor II. Guess it's something they added out after Crisis.
Yeah, got to hold on to those characters, keep reusing them.
Yeah. Let's see. Let's see. For other DC films, let's see. The other one that made quite pretty close was Constantine.
Constantine with Keanu Reeves.
Yeah.
Keanu Reeves. I love that movie. That was a great movie.
Yeah, let's see. Oh, one second. Can anyone tell me how Snyder Lex got permission to examine alien tech after that awkward Jolly Rancher scene? He probably paid that government guy who had that Jolly Rancher thing some money so that way he could get Zod's body. Yeah, I always think about that weird thing, just like shoving it right in his mouth. Yeah, I think anyone would really deny would deny Lex any access after that little stunt. Okay, so it was post Crisis. Lex was just in Metropolis. Pre Crisis was in Smallville. But yeah, for the Keanu Reeves one, I never saw that movie too much. Because I never thought that Constantine was part of DC until Matt Ryan's take Matt Ryan's take with it.
Well, this predated that because this was in 2005.
Yeah,
Uh,
another 20th anniversary film.
yeah, and they adapted it from the Hellblazer comics. And we had Keanu Reeves. We had a Rachel Weisz from the Mummy movies, and Peter Stormare from who he played Lucifer, and Tilda Swinton played the angel Gabriel.
Hmm.
So yeah, it was a good movie. Big actors, good interpretation. I mean, it is weird because he doesn't have Constantine's look from the comics, which obviously they later adapted on TV much better. Um, but great movie. I enjoyed it. I thought they've been talking about Constantine 2 for like the last 5 years now. I don't know if they've gotten that written or contracted out at this point, but I'd be down to see it.
Yeah, I remember there was talk about that, but I mean, who's to say now with James Gunn in control? Because I think this was happening like maybe yeah, because I think there was talking about that during like when they used to have like that DC fandom, like that virtual convention thing when during the COVID lockdown.
hmm But
Let's
uh,
see.
but yeah, we had magic, we had devils, we had angels, and your dark DC Vertigo style comic movie.
Yep. I love Keanu, but let's be honest, he was kind of playing Neo as a magician. I suppose. I mean, I'll have to see the movie for myself because I haven't really fully seen the movie. Because for one, I didn't know that was even a DC Comics movie.
Mhm. I mean,
That,
let's be honest. I mean, Keanu's a huge star and everything, but I mean, he doesn't have a ton of range. I mean, he's got like this to this.
yeah. Plus, usually Constantine is British, so it's like like that's why I find interesting. Guess that they went with the direction where he just talk with Keanu. He just talks normally, and yeah, with that his limited range.
Mhm.
Let's see. Peter was so good as Lucifer. Shia LaBeouf was a total miscast, though. They have a writer, but Peter Stormare, they're not happy with the script. Hmm.
That's right.
Well, if it becomes an Elseworld story or not, we'll see what happens. But that guess I'll have to definitely give that one a watch because I definitely like Constantine as a character from what I've seen through like some of the recent animated movies as well as Matt Ryan's take in the Arrowverse.
Hmm. And then he also Matt Ryan didn't. I believe they did 2 seasons of Constantine, or maybe it was just 1 season. Let me see. I'm going to tell you right now.
I think sadly it was only one season, but granted that show was like on NBC for some reason.
Yeah, 2014 to 2015. Yeah, 1 season. Yeah, bummer.
That's why I love that in Arrow when he had his first guest appearance there,
Mhm.
he asked for a dead peacock feather and was basically using it as a to scratch his back.
Yeah, I mean, Constantine is. I mean, obviously, this is not the most popular iteration of Constantine because the Matt Ryan, he's gone on to do the animated stuff. He's gone on to do, like you said, the Arrowverse stuff, the Legends of Tomorrow, the Justice League Dark, the Constantine House of Mystery, Justice League Dark Apocalypse.
Yep.
So yeah, he has really cemented the character in the last what 20 years.
Yeah. Let's see. Yeah, I feel like it really fits, and I guess I do agree with Phantasm that yeah, I guess with John's Britishness is it's I say it's definitely an essential part. Yeah, I do agree. It's a good part of his character personality, and it's funny that you say that Phantasm. You say that basically like seeing Batman in the Bahamas since Keanu did voice Batman in the Super Pets movie. Yeah. Oh yeah. Yep. Oh, that's cool. You got to meet Matt Ryan at a con. Yeah, he's a nice guy.
He was at Terrificon 2 or 3 years ago. Actually, the same year that Keanu Reeves was there. They were there at the same times. Both
Wow, that's
both
perfect.
Constantines. Oh, and actually, that's funny because I remember interviewing Mitch, the owner of Terrificon, and when he was talking about that, both Constantines were there. It turned out Keanu Reeves had no idea that there was another iteration of Constantine. He was unaware until that day.
Huh. Now I'm picturing what it would have been like if he did a British accent. Because I feel like if he ever did get the sequel, like they would have, I feel like some producers would have to insist that he would do an accent.
I think he did a really bad accent when he a British accent. He was in Dracula.
Oh,
And
okay.
yeah, it was not. It was highly panned his performance in that movie.
Ah, okay. Apparently that was a producer's request for it to not stick truly to the comics, or I guess apparently saying his name Constantine Constantine.
Yeah, versus Constant. He's saying his name Constantine, rhyming with wine.
Oh, Tyne, right? Tyne Constantine. Huh. I think they had a similar thing. I think I remember in Sandman they had a similar pronunciation thing with Constantine.
Yeah, the Phantasm was right. It was Francis Ford Coppola's Dracula. That's where he played the British accent. If you want to see him do a bad British accent.
Okay, well, I guess a good thing that producers' requests may just had them do their own thing. Oh well. I mean, we'll see. James Gunn is going to approve it, then we'll see what happens. Though I guess if the sequel does happen, then yeah, they'll probably just stick have Keanu Reeves just basically just do his usual acting routine. Let's see, and I guess now that's considered a fan favorite, depending on who asks. How about for with Batman and Robin?
Batman and Robin. Boom. So we're talking 1997. Chris
Got
Chris O'Donnell and George Clooney. Directed by Joel Schumacher. Yeah, yeah. This was this one that had the crazy amount. We had Uma Thurman and Poison Ivy. We had Arnold Schwarzenegger as Mister Freeze because you got to cool it off. We had Alicia Silverstone as Batgirl. Um, yeah, I think that was it, right?
Yeah, that was pretty much for the main cast. Yeah, it's it is interesting, and even adding Bane into the mix.
Mm-hmm. Oh, that's right, Bane.
But he was just basically just a just a goon, just only muttering like one word, if not saying. I was never saying Bane.
Oh, wait, I'm seeing Jesse Ventura was in this movie. As oh, he was an Arkham Asylum guard. Interesting.
Yeah, and they got the Lionel Luthor to be the mad scientist in that movie as well.
Yeah, they did.
I always remember that scene where it's like, "I'm afraid to die now," and then it screams as he pushes Pamela into those over the table with those toxic chemicals.
Yeah. And let's see, the female lead in this one was Elle McPherson. Yeah, this one was super over the top, very campy. Um, but I don't know. I know it was corny. I know. Believe me, I know. But I dug it. I don't have a problem with bat nipples.
It's a little weird for me, but I'm like, okay, like obviously for Joel Schumacher, he's going with I think they're going like with the Greek aesthetic or something with the suits, and I think even with parts of Gotham with the statues and everything.
Mhm. I always thought Arnold Schwarzenegger's suit was really cool.
Yeah, I did like that, and I feel like under a different direction, like if they weren't going for a campy thing, I would think Schwarzenegger would actually pull it off being Mister Freeze.
Yeah. We just didn't need a million puns. We could have had like two puns and been good.
Yeah, just my God, every scene he's in, it's just like there has to be something with ice.
Oh, yeah.
But when they did like some of the serious scenes, mostly I think with his wife, it was like, oh God, that's actually pretty intimidating. Like, okay, don't mess with this guy, despite the puns he says.
Hmm.
Oh my God, like always winterize your pipes or cool party.
Yeah. Oh, and Alicia Silverstone, she was just so bad as Batgirl. I was like, did she even know what she was doing at all?
She didn't have a clue.
I don't think so.
Yeah,
One might even say she was clueless. But bum.
yeah, that's a better one. Oh God, yeah, the ice robe and slippers. Having his goons sing like I'm Mr. White Christmas. And it's like they're freezing to death. You expect them to sing? I started going, it was like, sing, sing, sing. And then
um,
even having some frosty, like, side chick or something. I don't know. Like, there was some girl that was like that was hitting on Freeze with, and she was delivering puns too. Like, talk about the cold shoulder.
let's see, and let's not forget that she's Alfred's niece for some reason. I guess I understand since Jim Gordon was such a non-character in all those four films.
Yeah, that's true. I guess they really wanted to make it a Bat family, you know. So like, yeah, bring in Alfred's niece,
Yeah,
which is funny since nowadays I think in the comics there's his daughter Julia Pennyworth. That's a secret agent or something.
right. And for years, everyone laughed at this movie. Everyone laughed. George Clooney as Batman, and I thought he was very commendable as Bruce Wayne. I thought he pulled off a great Bruce Wayne. Um, but it was a corny movie.
Yeah, yeah.
And
That's
oh,
what.
and don't forget, we got to see him at the end of the Flash movie reprise that role as Bruce Wayne.
Yeah, that was nice. That was a very funny surprise that they met a movie that had three different Batman actors.
Yeah,
Never had my bingo card that George Clooney would make a cameo as Batman, but here we are. Yeah,
yeah.
that is something, and I agree. Yeah, on because I feel like even as Batman, I feel like on paper George Clooney would do it because he has that deep voice for it. But he definitely pulls off a better Bruce Wayne,
Hmm.
being the charismatic billionaire and stuff. And as I mentioned before, with those four movies, Bruce always has a different girl.
Hmm. And Clooney's never been much of an action star. He was more of a leading man, romantic type, guy in a suit type.
Yeah. Yeah, no, that's I definitely agree with that. And trying to think, and yeah, I stuck with Batgirl. Yeah, like I would forgive the whole. I feel like maybe Alicia Silverstone, like not my favorite actress. I mean, honestly, my favorite Batgirl actress has to be Dina Meyer from the Birds of Prey show because they did an upgraded version of Alicia's bat suit.
Hmm. Nice.
Yeah, because for one, I felt like why not give her the cowl? You only give her the cowl just when she's riding the bat cycle, but then she takes it off when she's inside Freeze's lair or doesn't wear it when fighting Ivy. I'm like, you might as well call her Robin Girl or something because I feel like without the cowl, she just looks like Robin.
Right. Phantasm says George Clooney could have definitely pulled it off because of Dusk Till Dawn was a great example. Just needed a good script.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. Just feels weird. Like if you're gonna be Batgirl, then have the cowl, have a cowl or bat ears or something. Otherwise, then like what? You're just like the otherwise what the what? To me, the otherwise if you're not gonna be Batgirl, then without the cowl, then you might as well just be Lady Marvel or whatever Carol Danvers' codename was before she became Captain Marvel.
Mm.
And let's see, for Uma Thurman, I definitely liked her as Poison Ivy. It was a good balance of her being intimidating yet corny as well. Because I kind of like that she was pitting Batman and Robin against each other, just like, I like her. No, I like her. Especially with the whole, like, the money thing, the Bat credit card.
Forgot about the Bat credit card. That was funny.
Okay, it was Miss Marvel. Okay. Although I was surprised by the comic pull of Julie Madison being his fiancee in the film, who was his fiancee in the Golden Age. Interesting direction. So we go from Vicky Vale to Catwoman to original character Chase Meridian to then a very lesser known love interest, Julie Madsen. Let's see. I really cannot see the way of a father-son dynamic between Chris O'Donnell and either Batman actor he played alongside. I feel like with both those movies, it wasn't so much like father-son kind of thing because I mean, really in general, I always viewed like Alfred being like the father figure for not only for Batman but also for the Robins. I always feel like in most cases it's always been more like an older brother, like older brother, younger brother kind of thing. Even though Bruce did adopt Dick Grayson, but
Yeah, there have definitely been issues in the comic where Dick has daddy issues because of Bruce.
yeah, I guess because I always feel like Alfred's like the kind of father figure that that will actually listen to Dick more often than Bruce would. Yeah, that's true. Yeah, because I do remember seeing a scene where a couple comic book issues like or where yeah, like Dick hugs Bruce and calls him dad, which is I actually find that kind of nice. But I mean, like at least I mean, I guess hard to ignore the fact because I think the ages between Chris O'Donnell with either Val or George Clooney it's not that far apart. At least I don't think anyway. I mean, maybe at least like I don't know, 10 like maybe 10, 15 years, maybe 10 years at least. I'm actually curious. Let's see. Because Chris O'Donnell is 55. Wow, 55 years old. So that means. And Batman Forever, that was 20. No, 30. Yeah, Batman Forever was 30 years ago this year. So, wow. So
Yeah,
he was.
97.
Wow. So he was 25 years old playing Robin.
Hmm. But that's not unusual. Many, I remember 90210, those guys were all in their 20s playing high school kids.
Yeah. All right. Yeah. So Val Kilmer's just like barely 10 years. I think just 9, 10 years older.
Hmm.
Let's see. And then for Clooney, yep. Just only 10. Yeah, only 10-year difference. Okay, it was from Tom Taylor's Nightwing wrong. Okay, that's probably where I saw that comic issue of Nightwing hugging Bruce, calling him dad. Though I guess yeah, that would be a weird father son thing just to see them both fighting over poison ivy. That's why I feel like it makes more sense to where they have a more big brother little brother dynamic.
Yeah, certainly based on those ages.
Yeah, but my God, the sexual innuendos Ivy was having with both of them, and she was just trying so hard to try to kiss one of them just so she can poison them. And I guess but what'd you think of like Uma Thurman's Ivy outfits? Because she had definitely quite a few versions.
I don't remember all the outfits. Now I have to look them all up.
Like there was one where she had like those little green things you put on the eyebrows, and there was a big like there's a red one where she had like a red top and big poofy flower like hair.
Oh, okay, yeah. I'm looking at it now. Yeah, they were definitely super creative. That with the big red hair, I'm seeing now that.
Yeah, I was like that scene like where she like falls back on her plants and says curses before the plant like consumes her, even though she's fine in next last scene.
Yeah, they did do a bunch of like. She has some corset outfits, and then she has like an outfit with like it's more the traditional where it's like all covered in leaves, and then
Yeah,
one that's like a multicolored green. And man, those things on her eyes, they were distracting, huh?
yeah. Let's see. I feel like Batman Robin is the kind of film you watch with friends and laugh at. I don't think I could bear to watch it on my own nowadays. Yeah, I say it's definitely something just to enjoy and laugh at. I mean, but I think that's also what makes a film good. Is it's something you can enjoy with people, just have a good laugh.
Exactly. Listen, I mean, if you can, I mean, everyone laughed at Batman '66. I mean, it was sort of comedic, and so maybe that was their shot of trying to touch base with that again.
Yeah, and it felt like pretty much in tune with the comics because I think even when I was looking at Poison Ivy's biography, I remember her first comic issue was where Batman and Robin were fighting over her.
Let me see. What was the next Batman movie that came after this? Because did we go totally dark after this one?
Yeah, after Batman and Robin, there was nothing until Begins, live action wise, anyway.
Batman movie after Batman and Robin. Yeah, Batman Begins, 2005.
Yeah, because it's just funny that most of the Batman movies made our standalone list because we got the two Tim Burton films,
Hmm.
Batman Forever, the entire Nolan trilogy, and Pattinson's Batman. Oh, and the first Joker movie, if you want to count that sort of as a Batman like movie, since it is Joker.
Hmm. Yeah, we've been over quite a few movies.
Yeah. Hey, that just shows that for Batman, whether it's going to be funny, serious, realistic, it's
Dark,
going to,
apocalyptic.
yeah, it's something to to be enjoyed for where reasons. Like,
Absolutely.
let's see, and let's see, because the rest I really haven't seen. Because besides that, there was just like the '60s Batman movie, the other two Superman movies, 3 and 4, the first Supergirl movie, Jonah Hex, and see, there's a two Swamp Thing movies, and oh, and they made a Steel movie.
Hmm. With Shaq.
Interesting choice with that with that one because I mean I know I saw Steel from Superman Returns, not Superman Returns, Superman the animated series. That was my first exposure to the character, but he never
Hmm.
had that much of a role because I mean I didn't see much of Steel like, up until like the Superman Lois show.
Yeah, he really came out in the comics after the death of Superman, when a bunch of Supermen showed up sort of to replace him, and he was one of those characters.
Yeah, that's something I want to see develop one of these days. Do you think there's any chance maybe a rough cut of Schumacher's original version of Batman Forever could see the light of day? I mean, wasn't there some kind of theater?
Yeah, yeah, they stopped it from happening. It was supposed to happen in a theater, I believe it was in New Jersey, and the WB put the kibosh on it.
Yeah, that's a shame. I mean, who knows? I mean, if we got the Snyder cut, then yeah, we should get the Schumacher cut at least.
Or did we? No, we never got it, because remember we were supposed to also get the air cut of the Suicide Squad.
Yeah, because of all those Joker scenes that never made it into film because there's a whole lot more. Because I always remember that like seeing one scene where Joker's about to like throw a grenade and yet his face was like all like beaten and battered a bit. I don't know if that was something like either in a flashback or during like the main plot of the movie, but
Yeah, I don't know.
we don't know. Although I think he was in that fancy suit he wore when he rescued Harley in that shot, so I guess that
Okay.
was probably defending himself.
Well, there were scenes in the music video from the music video that came out. Some of the Joker um, from the Suicide Squad. The soundtrack. Sorry, the soundtrack had a lot of scenes of the Joker that were not in the movie. So I wonder if some of that is in the air cut, or,
Probably.
or did they just do that for the video?
mm, Maybe for the video. Let's see. Guess. mm,
Yeah, I don't like Jared Leto as the Joker in general. either. But
Yeah, I agree. Yet, I mean it. I mean, I guess I like to see a director's full vision. So
mhm.
after seeing like what Snyder had initially in plan for the Justice League, but I doubt with Ayer it probably wouldn't be too much of a difference. And 50-50 with Schumacher since Tim Burton was a producer in the film. So, but hopefully we get the chance to see the Schumacher cut. Let's see, because then, but yeah, that's pretty much it for the rest of the standalone list. Is just the Superman 3, 4, Supergirl, Catwoman, or let's see that Superman the Mole-Man movie, which I have not seen.
Yeah, purple Lamborghinis, correct, Phantasm. That was the video I was thinking of.
Ah, gotcha. I think I know. Yeah, think I saw that one too. Yeah, yeah. And I never even saw the Jonah Hex film either, though. It's interesting choice with Josh Brolin playing the as a role.
I don't think I've ever seen that movie either. I saw Jonah Hex. They did an animated. I think it was part of another movie. It was like boxed in there. It was like a short.
Yeah, it was a short film. They had Thomas Jane do the voice for Jonah Hex.
Oh, interesting. The Punisher.
Yeah, yeah. It was a good one. That's definitely a good one to watch a rewatch. Let's see. Well, I wouldn't say produce. They really just put his name. They're they're out of contractual obligation, but Byrne didn't have much of anything to do. Ah, oh, that's a shame. Guess the one because I always think of like that doctor. I think near the end of Forever, like think they did name him Doctor Burton before Riddler would just go off like I'm Batman.
So now that we went and everything in the past, what are the nearest thing we have coming into the future? I guess is Supergirl, Woman of Tomorrow.
That and Clayface.
Oh right, Clayface, and the Batman too, right?
Sadly, no. For the Batman 2, that's going to come out in 2027 alongside the second Superman movie, Man of Tomorrow.
Okay, nice.
Yeah, so because I think one of these days, if there's with James Gunn's schedule, because I think he's trying to do at least 2 live action movies a year. So maybe in about 5 years or so, I might do a top 12 DCU movies just to see where how does James Gunn's movies rank up all to get just by themselves.
Oh yeah,
Yeah, but I'm curious about with the Supergirl movie. It's definitely a little bit different though. It's something I expected with the whole Guardians of the Galaxy kind of vibe with exploring it into the more into space, and I'm definitely going to be reading the original story.
yeah. I'm gonna read it one more time. I can't wait. Supergirl, Woman of Tomorrow, and I really think it's great because girls need heroes to look up to too, and you know it, the character does not have to be like Superman, and is not. So I'm glad they're continuing to differentiate that in the movies as well as they did in the comics.
Yeah, I definitely agree with that. Like she should definitely be her own character. And yes, Phantasm, the death of from the Sammy universe short. That's an interesting little DC short. See, even I seen that Velvet, I definitely recommend that if you like Sandman.
Death. They did an animated short.
Yeah, I'm just with not with you don't see Sandman, you just see
Death. Yeah,
yeah
Lady. Yeah. Because okay, because I was getting confused for a second because at the end of the Sandman season 3 series, Death had her own solo episode at the epilogue of it. So, but I didn't know there was an animated thing. So I'm definitely going to look for that.
yeah yeah. It's usually it's I think it's part of the a Blu-ray set. If you get like Batman the Death in the Family movie, it's they did like other shorts it's with that um, Ted Cord, Blue Beetle, and trying to think other characters. Adam Strange. I think there was also a little short with that.
Okay.
Let's see. And oh yeah, that's true. Yeah. So James Gunn, he's not a producer, as in, or yeah, James Gunn is not directing this film because I think the director for the Supergirl movie. That's I forgot the name, but I believe that was the same director for the Cruella film that came out a few years ago.
Mm-hmm. Let's see.
Oh yeah, Greg Gillespie.
Gillespie.
Yep, yep. He's gonna be directing Supergirl.
Cool. Nice.
Yeah, and it's yeah, and that's true. Yeah, so I guess apparently, I guess maybe the colors of the comic from my scenes and the images don't match what the movie goes go for, but still, I mean, it doesn't have to be a complete adaptation of it, which is probably why they removed Woman of Tomorrow for the movie.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. They're not going to do it exactly. They're just going to concepts that are in the book are obviously going to flow over into the movie. He also did I Tanya. Yeah, that was a good movie too.
Yeah, yeah. So I'd say he's probably a good choice to direct someone a character like Supergirl, where yeah, I would say there definitely needs to be more role models in the superhero industry where they don't have to be, perfect or sexualized kind of thing.
Yeah, we've done that to death.
Yeah, and I'm hoping we get a trailer for Clayface because I'm curious to see like if they're gonna go with the horror vibe. Let's see. I'm surprised you were able to read that earlier. Actually, well, I mean, I think the comments you may are still up here, Phantasm. But what do you think they did of a Clayface movie?
I don't know much about it. I know there. It's was it Mike, the horror director. Um, let's see, Clayface movie 2026. No, the director is James. Oh yeah, Mike Flanagan wrote the screenplay. That's the horror guy I was thinking of. But it's being directed by someone named James Watkins. There's a $40 million budget. Producers are Matt Reeves, James Gunn, and Peter Safran.
All right, looks like this will definitely be a body horror story.
Yeah, yeah. We don't have much about the story yet. But
Yeah.
Tom Reese Harris, he's going to play the Matt Hagen version of Clayface. And let's see.
Oh wait. Oh wait. Wait. Phantasm. Like, do you mean the actor who's playing the villain Krem? He's in prison. Oh.
Oh, he's talking about it in Supergirl, Woman of Tomorrow.
Oh yeah. Ooh, and I guess the script for Clayface is based on the two-part episode "Feet of Clay" from the DCU. Sweet.
Nice.
I'm hoping we get to see Batman involved in some way in that story.
Even if it's just a cameo.
Yes, just so at least we can get a good idea as to how he's going to look with Di- with their version of Clark.
Yeah. Yeah, we don't want to see another repeat of Black Adam.
Right. Plus, I mean, we did get to see Clayface in Creature Commandos.
Yeah, we did. Yeah,
So
he pulled the Bane routine on Rick Flag. Remember, he broke his back.
yeah, though it looks like his back healed fine.
Yes, it did.
And it's also inspired by the One Bad Day Clayface story. I'll have to read that one. But I imagine this is going to be with Basil Carlo, not Matt Hagen, or or is it Matt Hagen?
No, they said it's the Matt Hagen version.
Okay, interesting. Because I think it's only in the DCU version with that Matt Hagen is the actor. Because I think originally he was like some treasure hunter or something that discovered some weird ooze or something that made him into Clayface.
Yeah, we'll see. I'm looking forward to it, though. It'll be great.
Yeah, definitely. But I say that'll be it for today. I want to thank you again, Velvet, for joining me on this discussion.
And of course, thank you for inviting me. Always fun to talk about it, and thanks for all the interaction out there and helping us out along this episode.
Yep. Yeah, but thank you, Phantasm, for with the commentary because you definitely know your stuff with the comics and stuff. Okay, so yeah, the book. So the book One Bad Day, that's with Basil Carlo. Okay. All right. Well, let's hope for next year with both Supergirl and Clayface. It'll be big hits.
Absolutely. So thank you very much. Good night, guys. Have a great day.
Yep. Thanks to you all.